Today I'm sharing 10 practical iPhone tricks that I have found to be super useful. They save time, they simplify your day, and some work across multiple apps. These are not new, but they may be new to you. Let's dive in. It can be a bit frustrating when you accidentally close a Safari tab on your iPhone, or you want to revisit one that you were using earlier. Here's how you can get it back. Open Safari, and regardless of which view you're using, this is the compact view for example, click on the All Tabs view, long press the plus button, and you'll see a complete history of recently closed tabs. From there, just simply select the one you want. By the way, if you're looking for some really good deals, check out my Amazon store link in the description below. I used this after accidentally closing a page with my event tickets. This tip brought it right back for me. Speaking of Safari, if you ever need to save a link fast, here's a great way to do it. Long press and drag the website location or URL at the bottom with one finger. Then use another finger to open Notes, Messages, or another app and drop it in. Also, when you're reading an article with embedded URLs or hyperlinks to other articles, you can long press, slide it around a bit with one finger, open another app such as Notes or Messages and drop it in as well. I use this when researching hotels for a vacation. Instead of copying and pasting, I just drag these into a trip planning note. You probably use Siri to set timers for you all the time. But did you know that Siri can set a reverse timer for you? Normally, you may set a timer for 15 minutes or 30 minutes. Let's say you have an important meeting or a conference call and you just don't want to risk being late. Just ask Siri to set a meeting timer for 3 p.m. and your phone will create a countdown called Meeting to exactly that time. This makes it easier to keep track of, especially when you're using multiple timers. I use this on real busy days to keep me perfectly on schedule. If you've ever scrolled endlessly down the page on any app, you know what a manual effort it is to scroll back up to the top, but you don't have to do that. In any scrollable app on your iPhone, whether it's Messages, Notes, Settings, Safari, just tap at the top of your iPhone screen to instantly jump back to the top. It's a time saver for sure. By the way, if any of these tips are helping you, please click that subscribe button. It's free to do. Speaking of saving time, did you know that your iPhone automatically sorts tons of things for you? Like receipts, for example. If you've ever used your iPhone to take a picture of a receipt, you have a great tool for you buried at the bottom of your Photos app in a section called Utilities. Just click on Collections, scroll to the bottom, and check out this section. Here you'll find many smart categories. This saved me when I needed to find a receipt that I knew I'd taken a picture of months ago. By the way, this also solved a problem for me I've had on more than one occasion. Being an iPhone user since the beginning of iPhones, I had an old picture that I had dug up and was going to show it to a friend, then I accidentally closed the Photos app, and I couldn't find the photo again when I was in a hurry. Now I know that all I needed to do was go down to the Utilities, look in the Viewed section, and there it was, right there in the front. Maybe you're like me and you never knew that it kept a history of your recently viewed photos. Speaking of built-in apps, I love this new feature that Apple is providing, giving us order tracking at a glance. Wallet now tracks orders automatically, especially when you're using Apple Pay, or even those seen in my email. Here's how to make sure you have it set up. Go to Settings, scroll to the bottom to Wallet and Apple Pay, and again scroll to the bottom to Order Tracking. And inside you'll see Apple Pay and Mail Beta, and toggle these on. While Mail is in beta, it has really been doing a nice job for me, so let me know how it works for you in the comments below. You can also see your orders by opening the Wallet app, clicking on the ellipsis at the top right, tap on Orders. There you'll see all the orders that have been recognized either by using Apple Pay to make the purchase or found in your email. And if you've used email, it will specify that method right under the merchant name. I forgot about a package recently until the Wallet app notified me that the order was already on the way. Here's the fastest way to send voice memos. Open any existing conversation in Messages, raise your phone to your ear, you'll hear a beep, start talking. Lower it when it's done, and hit send. Now if you lower it too early, and you have more to say, tap the plus button, keep recording. And here's the best part. When the person receives your voice memo, they have the option just to read the transcript instead of listening, and it looks like this. While reading an article in Safari and you see one that you know your friend will enjoy, try this. While in Safari, tap Share, Options, choose PDF instead of Web Page. This will send a beautiful printable PDF, perfect for those who love print versus web. You have probably been bombarded recently with all of the various websites and apps asking you for two-factor authentication as a means of protecting your identity across their website or across their app. I've often found myself using the Google Auth app so that I could have an authentication code every time I needed one. Now Apple is supplying that for us. Let's deep dive this topic for a moment. Whenever a website or an app asks you to set up two-factor authentication with an authenticator app, you'll know when they show you a QR code or give you a setup key, which looks like a string of 16 letters and numbers. Now there's no need for any other third-party apps because you already have the perfect app for that. Please note that the website or app is the one initiating the two-factor authentication setup and providing the QR code or the setup key. You're just choosing where to store the key, which is in Apple's built-in Passwords app instead of a third-party app like Google Authenticator. So when websites or apps ask you to add authentication codes, do this with your iPhone. Open the Passwords app, tap the login for that site, or add it if it's not already there. Tap Setup Code at the bottom of the screen, which is for these verification codes you'll see in a moment. Now you'll have a choice to either manually type in the setup key, or a much faster option is to point your camera at the QR code like this. And that's it. Your iPhone now generates the 6-digit code automatically, as you see here, and it syncs to all your Apple devices, and it autofills every time you log in. Now that's a big advantage over the other third-party apps offering this service, such as Google Authenticator or Authy, etc. That's a home run for me. And unlike those third-party apps, Apple's Passwords app integrates Wi-Fi passwords and passkeys securely in one app, and it alerts you to weak and reused passwords. Once you have these set up on your iPhone, it's available on your iPad or your Mac too. And Apple doesn't see the codes because the keys are end-to-end encrypted, so only your device can generate the codes. It works with the same industry standard, TOTP, which is time-based one-time password. So it's compatible with almost every service that uses two-factor authentication. TOTP is the same standard that the other third-party apps are built on. So any service that supports those apps also supports Apple's built-in version. Just a word of advice for solid security practice. When a site offers you the option to set up a passkey, take advantage of it and know that the Passwords app supports this and stores them as well. A passkey is simply a digital key that uses biometrics, such as your fingerprint or Face ID instead of a PIN, so it's much more secure. There you go. 10 iPhone tips you may have missed. I hope they were helpful to you. If so, click that like and subscribe button. It's free to do. A shout out to all my subscribers. I'm so thankful for you. I hope you have something to be thankful for today. If you learned something new, feel free to check out one of my other iPhone tip videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.